You're listening to Bring Me the Axe. I'm Brian White. I'm one half of this morbid equation, and I'm joined by my co-host and brother, Dave. Hey, Dave, how you doing over there?
Thank you for asking. I'm okay. I realized this afternoon that we are just staring down the barrel of Christmas, aren't we?
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's like right around the goddamn corner, and I feel completely unprepared.
Yeah, no, we just finished putting up our Christmas decorations today. Yeah. I have given nary a thought to presents for people. I've been traveling much more than usual. And it just occurred to me that, like, hey, your compulsory holiday coming up.
Yep.
You get ready. And I am not. Yeah. I am not ready.
Yeah. I wanted to bring this up, get your thoughts on it. I'm sure that we are of a mind on this, but have you heard about this deal that Netflix has going on? They're buying WB for like $80-something billion.
I did hear about that.
It's up. Like, I didn't at first. I heard about it. I was like, whatever. Who gives a shit? Everything's collapsing. But like, something about this really got under my skin as I thought about it. More or less about the sort of the parts of the deal that you don't see, the entire WB legacy.
It's the notes you don't hear.
Yeah, I can do that from home. The entire WB legacy being handed over to basically the worst people in Hollywood.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. And
well, apparently they've dropped a couple aspects of the original deal have fallen away. I don't think it really changes the core deal that much.
Yeah, because it seems like no matter how this works out, it's going to essentially destroy movie theaters.
Well, we used to have laws that prevented this from happening. Technically, I guess we still do. The thing about laws, though, is you actually have to enforce them if they are going to be of any meaning. It kind of blows, and it's like, I don't know. There's like nothing left to say about any of this. It's just like, hey, everybody, you know all the really bad shit that's happening in this country and has been for a very long time. There is one group of people, more or less, who is to blame for all of it. And they just keep tricking you into thinking it's not them.
Yeah, I know.
Even when they're doing it right in front of your face.
And I don't get terribly precious about going to the movies. Like, I don't actually go to the movies that often.
It's an institution.
But it's that. But like, out here in the fucking sticks, there's nothing really approaching culture in the way that you find it, when I take an hour to drive south to go to Boston. Like, there are...
we're just chock full of culture down here.
Well, no, there are. There's like fucking art galleries and museums. Mm-hmm. You have a whole bunch of theaters doing a bunch of different stage productions. I can think of 4 movie theaters just in the city alone that are like revival houses. Mm-hmm. And I've got one movie theater up here that is probably not going to last the next couple of years. And like, what that really kind of means out here is like, it's really hard to come across anything that is sort of creatively engaging or
I think what you are lamenting is the decline and loss of sort of collective celebration of culture.
Yeah.
I mean, you as much as I don't go to the movies that often, I can go a hell of a lot more than I used to. To go and do something with other people, even people you don't know, especially people you don't know, actually, it is a different experience. I watch fuckloads of movies at home. I have watched hundreds of movies this year, and I have seen probably, 6 or 7 of them in a theater. And it is a different experience to see it in a theater because you're doing it together. And it's like when people say like, oh, the Super Bowl is the last, what the fuck do they call it? I would just call it hegemony, but you know what I mean? Like the last thing that everybody watches together.
Oh, sure.
I personally do not. But like, it's those types of things. And to know that this long history of something, and film in particular, there's a lot of weird shit tied up into it. A lot of it's not good. But like, it has a very important cultural history in this country and in every other country that creates it. Is like, it's not just about a product. In fact, it's very little about it is actually about a product. And to see it all kind of gobbled up by people who, A, don't give a shit about it, and B, only see it as a commodity, is really depressing. And because then, you know, like, no matter what they're turning out, the people that are handing it to you don't care about it. They don't care whether you like it or you don't like it, whether it's good or bad, or whether it contributes to anything. To them, it's just another fucking thing to sell. And you know, I'm not naive. I know that it's always sort of been about that, but like, there used to be people behind it that really did care about it. Now there's like fucking nobody.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to go back to that thought, like your sort of initial thought. It's the thing that we do together. I find crowds exhausting, even though I tend to put myself in those situations a lot. But I think that there is something to be said. Like if this is the sort of nail in the coffin that I kind of feel like it is, it means it's one last place for the public to gather. And we seem to be isolating ourselves more and more and more, like as time goes on. And that has a really fucking detrimental effect on society as a whole.
Yeah. All we have left after this is like despair. You know, the only things we can talk about collectively now are like what's happening in the news, which is inevitably bad.
God, that's a fucking bummer, man.
Because those are the only things that we all pay attention to together. Some people don't really pay attention to that part of it. They just pay attention to like the, I don't know, TikTok part of it. But it is really, really sad to watch a thing that is so important, not just to me, but like to everybody, to watch it kind of like fall away in this very kind of unceremonious, sad way. Like, you know, not a scream, but a whisper.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Well, hey, we're starting this off with a bang. I'm bumming everybody out. But
I mean, it's apropos of this film, I guess, in a way.
I suppose. Like, because that's been weighing on me in a weird way that I did not find. I was found unexpected, and so I guess I just needed to talk it out a little bit.
Yep, more AI, less people.
No. So we practically grew up in neighborhood video stores, and the steady diet of utter garbage that those shops provided us with continues unabated to this day. And there's no one else I enjoy chopping it up with more about trashy movies than Dave. Just before we get into it, here's a little housekeeping for you. If you want to keep up with us between episodes, you can also find us on Instagram at Bring Me the X Pod, and Dave's over there at That Queer Wolf. I encourage you to give us a follow. You know?
Sure.
Yeah, you know, just check it out.
I got a thing coming up. Got a thing I'm doing this month.
Home for the holidays.
There you go.
And if you don't know, we have another show called 99-Cent Rental, where we cover all manner of video store madness in the weeks of Bring Me the Axes Off. Our latest episode covering Tentacles is out now.
It's a hoot.
Tentacles if you're nasty.
It's a hoot.
Yeah, it's out now, and we'll be back next week with a look at fucking David Lynch's Hollywood Nightmare, Mulholland Drive.
Not a hoot.
Not a hoot, man.
Not a funny movie at all.
I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. The ending, as much of a bummer as it is, has some really fucking funny bits to it.
I have so many thoughts about this movie. I've seen it a couple times. The last time I watched it, I finished it and I was like, I need to talk to everybody about this movie because I have theories.
It's been a while since I've seen it. I can't remember the last time.
Because it is a very ambiguous
film.
I've
I've seen it in bits and pieces because there's like a lot of parts to it that I really like individually, but I can't remember the last time I actually watched it. I watched Lost Highway not that long ago, just to sort of just to see if I could like if it was the movie that I remembered. It's not. That movie's a fucking mess.
Yeah, it was terrible. We saw that in theater and we walked out.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. You can also contact us directly at bringmetheaxepod@gmail.com with any questions, comments, or suggestions. Do let us know if there's a movie that you love, would like to hear us. Give it the business. You know what? Lost Highway's got a great soundtrack, though.
It does have a pretty good soundtrack.
Fucking A. And if you'd like to support us on Patreon, you can look us up over there at patreon.com/bringmetheaxepod. There's a couple of tiers you can join there. Subscribers to the $5 a month tier can look forward to our bi-weekly X-Files rewatch pod. Do you think I'm spooky? Our latest episode out now is Ascension.
Yes.
Ascension is
Dwayne Barry.
Part 2 of the Dwayne Barry. Turns out it's a trilogy of a sort. Yeah.
Is it?
Well, what is it? One Breath is technically the third part.
Okay, yeah. I guess so,
we got One Breath coming up in about a month. So, look out for that. There's also our monthly Bring Me the Axe Millennium Edition episode, which is a bonus episode in which we explore a modern horror movie. This month, we punished ourselves hardcore watching fucking Paranormal Activity.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Man, you know what? The thing is the reactions that I've gotten to that, like we've had some comments, we've had some people post in the Discord about it. I feel vindicated in our assessment of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, because
yeah, it is the most 2007 movie.
We put that one out into the world, and I was certain that people were going to be like, "You fucking grouches!" Like they were going to give us the Blair Witch treatment.
I hate that one.
Go back and listen to that one. Great one. Yeah, Ash and Elena from Morbid are the guests. And all Patreon subscribers, even the free tier, get access to our Discord server. Paying members get access to additional channels, voice and video chat, the watch parties option. We are back watching movies. We watched this very movie on Friday night.
Are you done being a thespian?
No, I'm just like my Friday nights have kind of freed up. I've got one coming up because I have a performance that night, but like after that, until October rolls back around, Friday is wide open, baby. We're watching movies.
That's good. Well, we got some good movies coming.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we fucking do.
We got some movies I haven't seen in a very long time coming up too, so we'll see.
It's a real roll of the dice.
It does feel like a bit of a gamble, yeah.
Once again, that's patreon.com/bringmetheaxpod. And lastly, if you like what you hear, you can subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. We're on YouTube now. Search us by name and subscribe if you prefer to consume your podcast that way. And you'll be doing us a favor by leaving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So I don't know what you're waiting for.
No, if you could do that, I personally would appreciate it very much.
'Tis the season, just take it just takes a second. I rated a podcast today on Apple Podcasts. It was simple.
Yeah. Just say thumbs up.
Yeah.
5 stars.
5 stars. That's all you got to do. Yeah. And if you listen on YouTube, do us a favor. Give the episode a like and leave a comment. We'd love hearing from you guys. Just want to get that all out of the way right at the top of the show because we're going to give you the trailer, give you a taste. Just a taste of this fucking weird-ass movie.
This town is dead until after dark.
Welcome to Salem's Lot.
Stephen King brought them to life.
Vampires.
Now,
What are you doing here?
they rise from their graves again.
Dad! Get me my son back! Vampires!
As only Stephen King could create them. A Return to Salem's Lot, directed by Larry Cohen.
Stephen King, you say?
Only Stephen King could create. Huh.
But not this time he didn't.
No.
Was this my idea? I think this was my idea.
I was uncertain how this one ended up on the schedule because
I think we all know.
Did you get high and watch movies again?
Probably most times, most days, yes.
One of these days, like it's kind of like how a couple of weird titles ended up on our wish list for next year, and we were like, how the fuck did that end up? There was a moment where I was looking at this one, and I was like, did one of our guests put this on the schedule while we weren't looking?
Eli Bosnick.
He's so crafty.
He is indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this one's me. Pretty sure. And you know what? And I don't regret it. Is this movie good? No, it's fucking terrible.
It's unbelievably bad.
But it is, I think, after watching it this afternoon, I think it's an interesting movie.
I don't. I really did. I really, right off the top.
I think it would be more interesting if he succeeded in what he was trying to do. I think so. And I don't think he
right
did.
Off the top, I did not like this movie. I like Larry Cohen, but he is a wildly inconsistent director. Mm-hmm. And when he hits, holy shit, does he hit? I fucking love like a bunch of his movies. I don't just like them. I fucking love them. I love Q, the Winged Serpent. I fucking love, it's unbelievably silly. It's ridiculous. An Aztec god takes nest in the fucking Chrysler building. Why not?
Brilliant.
Why not? I fucking love God Told Me To.
It's like doing that one next year.
One of my favorite movies. I've got a lot.
I just got the 4K.
I've got a lot of favorite movies, and honestly, I couldn't tell. I'm looking forward to covering it for the show because I've watched it so many fucking times. I'm still not really sure how that movie ends.
2 dudes having sex. One of them's an alien. One of them's half alien. Spoiler.
Yeah. I love the stuff. I love the fact that he always sneaks a little social commentary and satire into his movies.
Well, see, he does that here, except he beats you in the face with it pretty hard, and he doesn't really commit to it.
That's the thing.
I'll get there.
It's the unwillingness to commit, or just the fact that he wasn't super focused. Because the thing is, as we're going to find out, Larry Cohen made 2 movies this year back to back, and they were released within 2 weeks of one another. So
I would imagine he probably made at least some of it was made simultaneous to the other.
I would imagine, because this movie is all over the fucking place, and there are times when it's like nobody's directed. The first AD directed this movie.
Yep.
But fuck me, man. This is a very, very strange movie. All right. Shall we talk facts? Let's talk turkey here. The year was 1987.
Big year for vampires.
Year of our Lord. Big year for vampires. Not going to talk about any of those movies, though, in this one.
Yep. Next time we are. Next year we are.
Other movies released in 1987. Anguish.
The
Anguish.
American one? The American one or the British one?
I don't know if it's American. It strikes me as a very German movie, even the
one with Zelda Rubinstein in it?
and Michael Lerner in it. It's the movie.
It's a very strange movie
within a movie. Extremely fucking weird. Can't say I don't like it. Blood Diner came out in 87. Jackie Kong. God bless Jackie Kong.
Just out there giving you weird shit all the time. Is she a filmmaker? Is she an author? What is she? Who's to say?
I have no.
Even Jackie Kong doesn't know.
Me and Larry Clow did this one at our outdoor drive-in when we were doing that guerrilla drive-in thing, Sub Rosa drive-in. And this movie's got a ton of fucking nudity in it. And so we were like, we'll probably get in trouble if we run this. So we had a friend of ours basically rip it off of a DVD and then censor it. We were just like, I don't know, put some black bars over the stuff or whatever. And he did that. And then after a while, there's so much nudity in that movie that he started to like get real funny with it. And so he burned a DVD of it. I still have it. The censored version of Blood Diner is way fucking funnier than the.
Yeah, I don't care for that movie. I think it's kind of stupid.
It's
but you know what? It is it's a late 80s gore film made by a woman, and that's awesome.
Yeah. Dolls came out in 1987.
Ooh, not a good movie. Stuart Gordon falling down on the job.
That movie, I think, is like 70 minutes long. It's not a.
Yes, it is less than an hour and a half.
I think it was a prototype for Puppet Master.
Probably.
The Hidden came out in 1987.
Thumbs down.
I watched it several years ago, and I don't remember if I like it or not. I know that there is, I think her name is Claudia Christian, is the actress who's in it, and she's one of the bodies that the alien sort of takes over, but she's a stripper in the movie, and the stripper scene that they shoot for it is one of the least sexiest things I've ever seen.
Yep. I watched that not very long ago, a couple months ago, and it is terrible.
You want to know why? Jack Shoulder directed it.
Jack Shoulder, you son
motherfucker.
You homophobic son of a bitch.
Makes me want to go back and be like, is this movie homophobic? I mean, probably. I can't say. And rounding out 1987, It's Alive 3, Island of the Alive. Larry Cohen's other movie released this year.
A Larry Cohen joint.
Yeah. We got a cast and crew to speak of here. Our director, as we keep saying, Larry Cohen. One of the most New York directors out there. I would say
and that is not a euphemism for Jewish, but it also kind of is.
He is as New York as Martin Scorsese, you know,
but he's a lot more humble about it.
I'd say so. Sure. And a guy who really did work his way up from the bottom. He started out as a page at NBC.
It's like the kind of dude where he just showed up and was like, can I have a job here? And they were like, I don't know, I guess.
And it was like, can I write some TV shows? And they were like, fine, just shut up.
Like, fine, but it's going to be Mannix, all right?
After Mannix. What's an NBC page? I honestly, I'm not even sure what they do. There's Kenneth is all I know. Kenneth from 30 Rock. He eventually wrote some episodes of NBC shows, including the Western Branded, of which he wrote all 48 episodes, contrary to the belief that they were all written by Arthur Digby Sellers, dude. He also created the deeply paranoid series, The Invaders, which I fucking love that show, man.
It's a pretty cool show.
Pretty cool. Yep. He also wrote some Columbo and Mannix.
Mannix.
Like a lot. He wrote a lot of shit before he even rolled cameras on his first movie.
I mean, he also wrote, while he was directing, he still wrote shit. He wrote Uncle Sam. He wrote Maniac Cop.
Did he write Uncle Sam? Huh. I knew he wrote the Maniac Cop series. Like,
because they were really good friends, and I think they just stayed
that
friends.
makes a lot of sense that like him and Bill Lustig were, because they were both making movies in New York at the same time. Yeah.
His sister was a famous, I think she was originally his publicist, and then she became a very big publicist in Hollywood, and then she was murdered in 2010.
Yeah, I saw that. Weird.
In a very strange,
Just a
like,
random
mysterious carjacking in the middle of the night in like Beverly Hills, which is why it's a little bit suspicious. Interesting story.
Yeah. He was very accomplished by the time he started making indie horror movies in New York City, like the mutant baby movie, It's Alive.
Yep.
The incredibly strange and awesome God Told Me To that we've been raving about. Cue the Winged Serpent, in which the Aztec god Quetzalcoatl nests on the roof of the Chrysler Building. It's an adorable stop motion puppet.
It really is. It's like this, and you just go with it.
Yeah.
You just go with it because everything else in that movie is so fucking insane that you're just like, sure.
David Carradine.
Sure,
David
why
Carradine
not?
is acting in a balls out action movie that is definitely not what the rest, because the rest of the movie is a fucking police procedural with
he's doing Dirty Harry
with a flying lizard in it.
Yeah, he's doing Dirty Harry for sure.
And one of the weirdest cult movies of the 80s, The Stuff, in which it's kind of like The Blob, except that it's a yogurt.
Yeah, he does. So he does sneak, social commentary, and it's a lot of satire. That one is an example of a very successful satire.
Yeah. Also,
This one is much less successful.
also, I desperately want to know what the stuff tastes like. It looks delicious. It looks fucking delicious.
Frogurt.
It
Delicious
carries a
Frogurt.
curse.
The topping is also cursed. He also made a bunch of blaxploitation movies.
Yeah. Was it Hell Up in Harlem? Black Caesar?
He made Help in Harlem, Black Caesar. He made Bone, which I guess you could say is kind of a blaxploitation movie, and they're pretty good. I mean, Hell Up in Harlem's
Did
great.
he direct those, or did he just write those?
I think he just wrote them.
Yep. Super prolific. Still managed to maintain a pretty low level status as a cult director. Yeah. I'm surprised he isn't more like revered as they say.
His movies are very weird. I think you have to have a particular sense of humor and a particular sensibility
They're
to
so
really
fucking
appreciate him.
Yeah. At one time he was writing a script for Marvel Comics for Doctor Strange.
That would have been awesome.
Would have been fucking awesome. I would have loved to have seen that. And I guess, and instead he made the movie The Ambulance.
I have not seen it, but I know it just got a recent release, and I would like to see
I
it.
recommend it. It's pretty good. It's not great. Eric Roberts stars.
And that's a tough one.
Stars as an artist for Marvel Comics. And unsurprisingly, Stan Lee's in it. Larry Hama's in it as well. You know, the guy who did the whole G.I. Joe thing. You know, that was like a one-man show, Larry Hama. He just like created all those characters. Like all the little action figures and shit. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, wild.
Everybody's got hobbies.
Yeah. So our cast, Michael Moriarty, last seen on this podcast, dancing like a mental patient in Troll.
Michael Moriarty, an accomplished actor who I think maybe made some poor choices.
He's been in a lot of goddamn movies, man. Not to mention TV shows and stage productions.
Hey, he was on Law and Order.
I was to say, yeah, if you're listening to this podcast and you are probably familiar with his work with Larry Cohen movies, that or Law and Order. His appearance in this movie invokes one of our most often asked questions. Is that a wig?
Yes. Yes, it is. Oh, and it's a bad one.
It's crazy. It's so weird. Why did they do that?
I don't know. Maybe I think he was losing his hair.
Yeah. Like he's got the fucking baldness like I got.
Maybe they wanted him to like look young or younger, because the kid who plays his son is supposed to be like 12.
Yeah, that makes sense. We've also got Andrew Duggan, who's a long-running utility character actor in his last role before his death in 1988. If you're a listener over a certain age who also watched a lot of goddamn syndicated television when you were a kid, you have definitely seen this guy on this Western or that cop show. Starting with the blaxploitation movie Black Caesar, he became a semi-regular cast member on Larry Cohen movies, starting with It's Alive, tearing through the sequel, and
no, he's in Bone too.
He's in Bone as well, yeah, and ending with this movie, yeah. Maybe my favorite character in the movie.
It's a tough. Tough.
He's magnanimous. Also, he's the only vampire with a rubbery duplicate.
A very rubbery duplicate.
I think also that rubbery vampire puppet also kind of takes me out of it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's pretty crappy. And lastly, Samuel Fuller, a seriously accomplished multi-hyphenate. He was an author, a journalist. He landed with the Allies at Normandy in World War II. He wrote scripts for Douglas Sirk. He directed his own scripts like The Big Red One and Shock Corridor.
Yeah, he made some really awesome early-ish noir films.
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe later. Maybe it's like late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah.
He made Shock Corridor. He made, something Pickup. He made some really good ones.
Yeah. Fucking A. In this particular movie, he's an actor. One of his other roles, having acted in many parts, but nothing terribly noteworthy. His presence in this movie is proof of Cohen's status as a mega movie dork.
Yeah.
He's probably as big a movie dork as like Joe Dante.
Joseph Elizabeth Dante. It should also be said that the DP on this film is Daniel Pearl, who most people know from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He shot that. He also shot All I Want for Christmas, the Mariah Carey video.
Shut the fuck up.
He has shot like 200 music videos. And that is one of them.
That's amazing.
Yeah, most notably because of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
God damn. All right, cool. Hey, that means that movie opened a lot of doors for those guys.
Mm-hmm.
My God. Yeah.
I mean, he's also, I think, a very skilled and very talented cinematographer.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
This movie may be boring and a little bit stupid, but it looks really good.
Yeah, it looks really good. Yeah. If you want to, go back and listen to our Texas Chainsaw episode if you want to hear us just fucking make love to a movie. That movie looks so goddamn good. Yep. This is also June Havoc's last movie after a busy as hell life that started with vaudeville.
Yeah, she's Gypsy Rose Lee's sister.
Yeah. Also, Evelyn Keyes from Gone with the Wind is in this.
And it's like everybody's last movie. Way to kill all these old people, Larry Cohen. What is this, COVID era?
This must have been the easiest paycheck for just so many Hollywood old timers.
You just show up. It's like when they made Ghost Story. It's like, well, this is it, guys.
Yeah.
You want some money one last time, or you want to just do this one for free?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You can't take it with you.
So I did not know this. Cohen wrote one of the original scripts for Tobe Hooper's Salem's Lot in 19...
So my theory is this is him getting back at Warner Brothers.
You think? What is it? Producers called his original Salem's Lot script one of the worst they'd ever read. And if this was based on that script, I get it.
I mean, I bet it would have been real bizarre.
Yeah, because his vision for, because I mean, Stephen King's book is basically Our Town with vampires.
Yeah, it's Peyton Place with vampires.
And so Larry Cohen said, like, yeah, this is my,
he's definitely doing Our Town.
He's doing Our Town with this one.
Yeah, it's a very odd thing, and you can tell one of the problems that I have with this. The main problem with this movie is that they are doing a horror movie and a comedy / satire, and they never really do a very good job with either one because they don't really commit to either one.
I know,
so they just kind of walk the line very badly.
I can tell that it's trying to be outrageous.
Yeah.
But it's not. That's the thing, is he sucks at comedy, like straight up comedy. Because like we watched Full Moon High when we were in Los Angeles, and I couldn't fucking believe what we were seeing.
No, that was bad.
That was a very, very bad movie. So when
I think he has a weird sense of humor.
He's got a super strange sense of humor, and
that's why every time he puts Michael Moriarty in these movies, and Michael Moriarty does his thing, whatever that thing is, he comes across as manic and very, very strange. And it's like, because I think this is what Larry Cohen thinks is funny.
I guess so.
The rest of us think it's just a little bit bizarre.
Because Michael Moriarty is a fucking talented actor. Like he's got range. He's all over the place. But when he's in a Cohen movie, he is Larry Cohen's Michael Moriarty, which is a very specific presentation.
Yeah, and satire, I mean, satire is not necessarily funny. And actually, I would argue satire is typically not funny. And I think he tries to make it funny.
Yeah. And
I don't know if he does it to lighten the mood or what. Because, I mean, some of the stuff he deals with is really kind of weighty, shitty stuff. Like The Stuff is really a movie about largely just kind of about advertising and propaganda and like corporate takeover in general, but I think very specifically about cigarettes.
Yeah.
We will get into what I think this is about.
Okay. So when WB came back around to Cohen in the 80s with a pitch for him to direct a low-budget movie for their home video division, which was fucking exploding in 1986, he initially presented a pitch to remake House of Wax.
Glad he didn't do it.
I'm so glad.
He was holding off. There was someone else just waiting in the wings to do it. Do it his way.
So they passed on that one. So he dragged out the old Salem's Lot script, punched it up a little bit to be his original vision for this movie, something fairly close to King's Our Town undercurrent. The deal was that the WB would also fund and distribute one for them and one for him, which resulted in It's Alive 3 after this, which was released literally 2 weeks after this one.
And it's not good. I mean, I would say the first one is good, and that's
I've seen the first one. I have not seen the sequels.
Oh, I've seen all three. They're not good.
Yeah, like, because Island of the Alive does not seem, it seems like they're kind of leaning into the sillier aspects of it.
Yes. Weird fact about this, that it's just a strange thing to think about. This is a theatrical sequel to a made-for-TV movie.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other movie that's done that. Well, technically it was theatrical.
It did get run in the theater, and it had a very short run, and it did not go well, but...
Yeah. So, how confident in this script or in this movie was the WB?
So here's what I think happened. They were like, sure, go ahead, make these two movies. And by the time someone at the studio finally saw the dailies, it was too late. They were like, well... He's already spent $200,000.
And then so they were like, well, okay, we can save this. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take Kurt Barlow, who was killed at the end of the last movie.
Just recycle that artwork.
We're going to put him on the poster, on the video box, and all the marketing materials.
The alternative poster for this is just a black poster.
Oh, God, it's so
with
bad.
The logo.
There's no taglines. There's one listed on IMDb, but I could not find it.
I did find one. But we're not there yet. Yeah. But I did find one.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the movie barely has anything to do with the last movie apart from the town's name and vampires.
As a matter of fact, speaking of that, the tagline that I found was American vampires as only Stephen King could create them.
Here, you know what? You're busting it out. I'm gonna bring it up too.
Only Stephen King.
Okay.
Stephen King never said anything about this movie.
I wonder if he's seen it. Anyway, here it is. Salem's Lot. Population dwindling. Primary industry, terror.
Ooh, that's stupid.
I have no idea.
I couldn't find it either.
Where they came up with it.
If I can't find it, if I can't verify it, that's why.
Because I'll look at that. I'll look it up, and there'll be like, any given movie will have like 5 or 6, and I can usually find like 2 of them on a poster, and the rest of them appear on like fan art or the
I love
video
that
box.
They just didn't fucking bother with this. They were like, same poster, no tagline. You get one trailer. But that's
it's not even a
40 seconds long.
40-second long trailer. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, this movie, they were just like, shit this one out. Let's get this fucking over with. Because I definitely remember this one being on the shelves in the horror section of every fucking video store at the time. Yep. Even like the little ones, like the fucking little video section at the drugstore and shit.
Oh yeah, no, I think the first time I saw this was Mom rented it for us at like. There was a little video store in Alton Bay. Yep. And I think she rented it from there. Yeah. And it's, I can't imagine what we thought of it then. You know what's weird is that Larry Cohen says he doesn't like vampires.
Doesn't like vampires. So like, and you know what?
Then why did you agree to do this?
Yeah, he said, I don't like vampire movies particularly. In fact, I find them very tedious, which is super obvious when watching this movie.
Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe he saw it as I imagine that he had an idea in his head for what he wanted to do, and he just crammed it into this movie.
It pays absolutely no heed to the to the last one, because the last one,
I would say it actually does at the end. There are scenes at the end that actually do call back to the original. I just wonder why he waited until the end of the movie.
Because the way, I mean, the miniseries and the book end very similarly, which is basically they kill Barlow, but they lose in the long run, and Salem's Lot gets overrun.
Well, they lose, and it is implied that what they are doing. So when the book opens, it is implied that what they are doing is that they're sort of regathering to go back and finish the job.
Right.
And what this movie essentially does is fulfill that promise of them going back and finishing the job. Because towards the end, they do actually say what happens at the end. And in this, that is what happens.
Right. But at the same time, this movie's explanation for how these vampires got there is like
unrelated.
Completely unrelated.
Yeah.
You got any reviews there?
I sure do.
Okay.
And well, you can probably imagine how they go. I'm gonna hit you with a few of them here.
Okay.
This is the Des Moines Register. For some reason, this movie did get a theatrical release, but like only in Iowa and like Providence.
Okay, we have covered this on past episodes, and I think that up to a certain time, like up to a certain point where things changed either with the Directors Guild or the Writers Guild or the MPAA, I think that in order to, you couldn't just roll a fucking movie out to video. You had to give it some kind of a theatrical release. And that could mean that you just stick it into a fucking movie theater in the middle of nowhere, and then you bust out you have fulfilled, the terms of whatever the guild's contract is. Cause at the same time, like a studio could just like take a movie, decide that they don't like it, and then just roll it off to fucking video.
Shelve it for good.
Which they could.
Listen, it all starts with giving it a release in Des Moines, Iowa, and then it ends with Netflix buying one of the largest film production companies.
Looking at you, Netflix. Then again, it was WB's own guy who like shelved a bunch of movies, including that one which was like a courtroom comedy about about Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, and apparently it's really good. Anyway, so this did show in Des Moines, Iowa. And the Des Moines Register says...
Perfect example, Stuart.
A return to Salem's Lot not only won't raise the hair on the back of your neck, it'll probably wilt any curl you have up there. Zing, got him.
Jesus Christ. Just come in with a flamethrower.
Return, in fact, plays like a movie made by people who've heard about how movies are made, but who've never seen one, so they're guessing their way through their first effort. I
believe that we have described movies the very same way.
Yep. Cohen's flick, quite possibly the most amateurishly made vampire movie in memory, features a festival of bad acting.
Yep.
That is the Des Moines Register.
That's bad. That's bad. They do a star system over there at the Des Moines Register. Zero stars, baby. It's like Roger Ebert. Yep. Ebert fucking did it.
So this is the New York Daily News. Says very, very short. Larry Cohen strikes again in this witty romp that unfortunately has gone virtually unseen by the public.
I don't. I know it's the 80s, but for fuck's sake, stop calling movies a romp.
Yeah, it's not a romp.
Not a romp.
It's a word that shows up in like Family Circus.
Yeah.
It's full of madcap hilarity.
God damn it.
Arizona Daily Star. Return to Salem's Lot is a horror movie so bad it's good. Cheesy special effects and filmmaking so ghastly it must be intentional mark this movie by Larry Cohen, the current king of dumb horror. Which I would say, that's a little offensive at the end there. Nah. I don't think he thought of himself that way. Look at you, Quentin Tarantino, getting out there talking shit about everybody.
They went after Matthew Lillard. How do you do that? Paul, you could have Paul Dano. I feel bad for Paul Dano, but Matthew Lillard.
Look, Quentin Tarantino's a fucking hack. I don't care what he has to say about anything. He just rips off his ideas from other people a long time ago.
I know.
And finally, my favorite reviewer, the IMDb user.
Bring it.
What's wrong with this? 10 things. 1, not scary. 2, acting is bad. 3, not scary. 4, the plot is slow and predictable. 5, not scary. 6, the movie doesn't give a damn about its characters. 7, not scary. 8, there are some logical howlers you can spot from a mile away. 9, not scary. And 10, the special effects are hilarious.
10 things I hate about you. Well, 5 things really, or 6. I suppose.
Goodness. Oh, Lord.
My God. My IMDb reviewers are fucking feral.
They're turning in gold.
Just their gift. It's a gift to us.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, shit. All right. Well, shall we?
Why wait any longer?
All right. So we open on a pretty dicey portrayal of Native people and their savage rituals.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting so much racism right out of the gate.
I
like
have
that.
seen Italian cannibal movies that treat jungle people with more sensitivity.
Yes.
But hey, here we are in 1987.
Yeah, I feel like what they're trying to do is like build up Michael Moriarty's character as like this real kind of no nonsense, heartless guy who's there to just get the job done.
Yeah, it's like he's never seen Cannibal Holocaust.
You could have built this up. Like you didn't just have to fucking hit us in the face with it like that at the beginning.
I know. Yeah, the natives are dancing around a tree stump as the shaman draws a symbol in white on the chest of the sacrificial victim before sinking his knife into the guy.
Also, all of these people, white.
There is one guy who is doing this dance, and the way that he is holding his arms, I could hear him being like, ooh, as he does it, because it's like he's tiptoeing around something that he finds disgusting.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's fucking hard. Nearby, anthropologist Joe Weber stands by with his cameraman, just capturing the whole thing on camera. Joe is cold and emotionally distant from what he's seeing. And then a boat comes flying up the river, firing guns into the air. They spoil the whole thing.
And the guy gets out of the boat and he says, "I'm sorry to chase off all that bare titty." Oh, that is writing.
I wonder if he ad-libbed that.
That is classic American writing.
Yeah, it is. Oh, they've got bad news for Joe. His wife has been trying to get a hold of him for a while. Something's up with his son, and he needs to go back to New York City to deal with it.
That's right. That emergency with his son, he's an unbearable asshole.
Ronnie Blakely has just decided, like, I can't fucking do this anymore. Like, you spent some time with him.
I love that she like they trick him into going back to New York, and I just wrote "women be scheming." But then I was like, why is Ronnie Blakely in this movie for like 4 seconds?
I don't know. She gets like a named billing too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. So yeah, he gets on the horn and yells into it to whoever's in New York on the other end that he'll be returning, and then takes the next flight to the city where he's picked up by his ex-wife and her new husband. Turns out she exaggerated the situation about the kid to bring Joe back to town. He hasn't seen his son in 3 years since he's been out in the jungles of the global south documenting the savage rituals of undocumented tribes.
Yeah, and she's like, "Go, you pick him out. You go find him." And I was like, "Find him? You let your 12-year-old just wander around JFK?"
Well, yes, because this kid is a psychopath. But also, I think what she meant is you don't even know what he looks like. Like, you go over there, pick him out. Which one of these strangers is your son, Michael Moriarty?
Mm-hmm. He's the one dressed like Don Johnson.
I'm gonna say he looks like he's dressed like a fucking coke dealer on Miami Vice.
That's right. He is Jeremy. He reminds me of a young Axl Rose.
Oh, man, yeah. Meanwhile, his son Jeremy is allegedly some kind of psycho, and Joe has 2 choices: spend some time with his son or have him committed to a mental hospital, which is quite the Sophie's choice.
I mean, I think that maybe the mental hospital wouldn't have been such a bad idea.
I know. I mean, it would have averted all of this fucking crisis that happens up in Salem's Lot, but I don't know. Joe doesn't even have to think about it. He says, have him committed.
Right. Great idea.
Yep. So they go looking for the kid, who is apparently just kicking around the airport in designer clothes. And he's got a real fucking mouth on him.
And a real mullet on him, too.
That's quite a mullet. I like his loafers. You know?
Yeah, that he eventually will lose this outfit, thank God, but he is dressed in a very silly way.
With the most aggressive shoulder pads I've ever seen.
I don't know what they're trying to sell us on here, but like, is he a fancy lad? Like what? But he's not.
Has he been hanging out with Drew Barrymore? Like, what's going on?
The issue is that he's a jerk. Like, he's a mouthy asshole. Like, the first thing he walks up to him and he says to Michael Moriarty, he's like, "Oh, didn't they tell you? I'm fucked up."
Yeah.
Now, this kid, because I looked him up, because this is the only thing
he's ever been in.
There's a reason for that. Because I was like, how is that possible? And he's not a good actor.
Did he get into porn?
He did not.
Oh, okay.
So he's Irish. And he came here to be in some things. He was in a play.
Yeah, he was on Broadway, apparently.
On Broadway. And I think Larry Cohen saw him there and was like, I need that kid in my movie, which is a weird thing to say because he's not a good actor. But he gets him the thing. After this, he is supposed to be cast in Burton's Batman movie.
Right.
He was supposed to be Robin.
Robin.
And Robin ends up getting cut.
Right.
And so he, after that falls apart, he kind of like tries to get some more work. Doesn't really happen for him. And then he like falls into like restaurant management. And that's just kind of where he goes.
Hey, good for him.
I mean, I hope he was probably a better restaurant manager than he was actor.
Right. So now Jeremy's parents take off in their conspicuously banged up Mercedes, leaving Joe and Jeremy at the airport without any means of going anywhere. Joe doesn't even have to have a home to go to.
Mm-hmm.
So he brainstorms a couple of destinations. We can either go to Peru or Maine.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Potato, potato.
I know. They hop in a cab and Joe explains that he has this aunt in Maine who left him a cottage up there. So I guess that's where they're going, but not before they stop by a used car lot where the sleazy dealer tries to talk them into buying a jacked up station wagon.
A lot of wheeling and dealing here.
Jeremy's no fool, though. He points out all the stuff that's wrong until the dealer drops the price.
Jeremy is like, the way he talks now, and maybe this is because he is Irish and that is, maybe not the hardest accent to hide, but he's trying. He's a kid. He's not a very experienced actor. He delivers every line like he is a 19th century Brooklyn tough.
Yep.
And he also yells every single word. Like his line delivery is just shouting.
I wonder if that was his direction. Or he's like, this is who this kid is. He's always up in your face.
I mean, or lack of direction.
Yeah, true.
And I would love, like, the rationale of the Jeremy character. I want to know where this comes from. Because, like, okay, he has a troubled, like a kid who's like a bad kid or a troubled kid or whatever. This kid borders on, like, I don't know, sociopathic? Not really. He's like, he's not a bad, like, he's just an asshole. Like, why is he this way?
I don't know. There's no, that's
no
a really good question. There's no
it.
explanation for it. And it doesn't, because eventually he chills out.
Yeah, like I think they're going for like the typical, my parents are divorced and I'm angry about that kind of thing. But like the way he goes at it is like he is that to the fucking hilt at 11.
Yeah, or it's like, oh, the city did this to the kid because he goes up into like a little small town America there and sort of finds his home there, and that's when he chills out. But yeah, I don't know. I can't even begin to speculate because this movie has a lot of shit that like I'm sure it made sense to Larry Cohen when he wrote it, but when it hits the screen without any kind of cohesion,
yeah,
it's all like it's just all I could do is just speculate.
A lot of questions.
Yep.
A lot of questions left over at the end of this one.
Yep. So it's off to Maine. They're going to Salem's Lot, which used to be called Jerusalem's Lot.
Now they're actually in Vermont. They're in Newbury, Vermont. And as someone who has spent a lot of time in Vermont, specifically in that area, it is a very cozy film.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It is very Vermonty.
It's definitely communicated. It's bringing New England realness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As the kids used to say.
So, Jeremy lights up a smoke as they drive. Kid can't be any older than 12, but man alive, does he hate being a kid.
Yeah. I get it.
They swap spots in the car. Jeremy does some driving while Joe tells the story of this time he went to visit Salem's Lot and some 17-year-old girl put the moves on him when he was 14.
Yeah, not appropriate.
Sensing some nasty business about to go down, his aunt sent him home.
Good. I mean, fair.
Now,
she's already a better parent than Joe.
Now, you would think it was because he was being groomed by a much older woman.
Basically an adult.
Yeah, but it turns out, she may as well be because she's a vampire.
Yeah.
So they stop to get some gas, and the attendant does his best to get them to leave.
The attendant stands very close to both of them as he talks, and it makes me uncomfortable.
You just smell his breath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They don't have any gas, he says. And then Joe remarks on the condition of the old school in town, and the weird attendant remarks that they like to keep things just as they were here in Salem's Lot.
Okay, here is where we get I believe where he is going with this movie. This is a critique of largely the Republican right, like the sort of political right of this country, but also specifically later on of the Christian right.
Okay.
The whole thing about the whole vampire thing, what they are essentially trying to do is they're like, we like our town the way it was, and you people keep coming in and trying to change it, and we're going to make you participate. Like they're like, the whole deal that they make is like, you're going to write our history. And one of them's like a Bible. And I was like, a history and a Bible are very different things. Those are diametrically different things. And it's like, he just keeps kind of poking you with this idea of like, this is conservatism.
Okay.
This is people who are desperate to keep things the way that they are at any cost. And then they sort of get revealed, like the gross and violent underbelly of them gets revealed when they don't get what they want.
All right. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Especially,
he doesn't go for it.
I know, but now that you kind of lay it out that way, I can totally understand that. It's a very smart sort of inversion of Dracula.
Yes.
Because like really the sort of the central conflict of Dracula is a foreigner arrives to London and fucks shit up.
And what happens when you don't deal with the old things? Yeah. And that's kind of the point. Like, but, I mean, there's a lot of that in there. What's the only people, the first people, actually, no, both times they get the outsiders who come in. The first are the punks and the ne'er-do-wells from the city. And then the other is a bus coming from the city on its way through to somewhere else. And so it's always these like people that come to this small town and they're like, we have to dispatch these people.
Gotcha. Right. Because they are very happy to just feed off the cows until these external forces arrive.
Yes. And there are times when he just sort of hits you over the head with it. And it's like, if this was consistent throughout and you didn't try to make it funny or like quirky, it probably would have worked very well, because it actually does work as a pretty interesting metaphor about like these people that are like dedicated to the old ways, just sort of feeding off of America, in really insidious ways. But he does try to make it funny, and it doesn't always work. It actually rarely works. There are moments that I did laugh, but like, it's usually at Jeremy shouting some absurd line. No. But otherwise, it's like, I get it.
No, definitely. I definitely found, like, I mean, like, I've got characters that I really like in this. Like Judge Axel, I think is great. Dr. Van Meer is probably, he's got some real great shit going on too.
I think that's really where they could have invested the humor, is into that character, and then just went with treated everything else as a serious issue. But he can't, and Michael Moriarty obviously can't either.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, he's not shaking his ass in this movie, unfortunately. But can't always get what you want.
Yeah. So not much going on inside this attendant's head. So Joe excuses them and they take off to the cabin. We got a montage of shots of the houses around town with like weird whispering from the insides about Joe's arrival. Everybody's
and all the houses too. All the houses have like. They have like this sort of like American flag bunting on the outside. They're all old Victorian houses. Like, it's all very Welcome to Pleasantville type shit.
Yeah.
And then they get to their house, which is like basically a bombed out ruin. Mm-hmm. And I thought, you thought it would be a good idea to bring your child who is angry with you and who you haven't seen for 4 years to this house to help you renovate, because home renovation isn't stressful.
And it is literally like the skeleton of a house.
Mm-hmm. And he was like, well, yeah, you know how to do some work. And it's like, no, man, you need something other than a 12-year-old for this. You need several contractors who actually know what they're doing.
I know. So they arrive at the cabin and it's not much to look at. It's pretty terrible, actually. It'll be better when they fix it up, though. Inside, it looks like the house from the video for It's the End of the World as We Know It.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah. The cops drive up. Excuse me. The constable drives up.
That's right.
And he wants some proof that Joe holds the deed to this house he's moving into.
Yeah, so he shows them the deed, and then they take the original document, and they're like, hey, you can get this back. We're going to bring it to the judge. You've got to go to his house to get it. And I was like, that sounds like American cops. Except it's usually your passport.
Yeah. So they're going to take the deed and run it by the judge who's in charge of everything in town, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like what's that movie? Is it Big Trouble? No, that's the Bette Midler movie. What's the one with Dan Aykroyd? He plays all the different characters.
Oh,
Chevy Chase.
nothing but trouble.
Yeah, it's like that.
So Jeremy goes stomping around the town trying to find somebody, anyone. The place is remarkably empty. There doesn't seem to be anyone living there.
Yeah, isn't there anybody around he can say shitty things to and yell at?
So he goes over to the school to see what's up, set to some spooky music box music. Also, I hate the music in this movie.
The music in this goes between. So the guy who did it he hasn't done much, but he's like, I think I recognize one thing that he's done and it's not very good, but it goes from like straight up after school special, like TV music to just like really aggressive, kind of 80s horror music.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's no warning. There's really no, like, he's not going for anything
You will
particular.
break your fucking neck listening to this soundtrack.
Yeah, I'm going to assume he took the Stelvio Cipriani approach, which is like, no, I don't need to see the movie. I'm just going to write it and you'll fit it in, okay?
Yeah.
Except Stelvio Cipriani, very accomplished. This guy, less so.
All right. So the rooms in the school are all empty, but we can hear some whispering about his arrival.
Now, why would they know who he is?
I have no idea. I
mean, I understand why they would know who Joe is, but they would not know Jeremy.
Nope, they would not. And then he's suddenly surprised by some dude in the basement who chases him out. So that night, the gas station attendant throws open the garage door, which in the previous scene in the daytime, garage door was closed. You could see it, or was open. You could see into it.
Well,
continuity, man. God, get with the fucking.
They don't have time. There's no time. They gave them $8 to make this movie.
Get with the fucking program, Larry Cohen. So yeah, inside, a man rises from a coffin. Out on the outskirts of town, the constable pulls over a truck full of rockers who are passing through.
Ne'er-do-wells is what my note says.
These no good nicks.
And this is the only scene that is shot outside of Vermont. This is shot in Central Park.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They pull them out of the truck. These kids are a bunch of no good punks, and one of the girls starts mocking Salem's Lot with an obnoxious voice. While some townspeople.
And so the guy says, like, so it's the constable. Also, side note, the word constable is a member of one of my favorite words, the constabulary.
I love a constabulary. I
hate the constabulary.
No, ACAB. All constables are bastards.
Yeah. Fuck the constabulary.
It's a great word.
Right?
It's a good word though. It's a good word.
So that's him, and then there's like, the constable looks like a very tired, puffy lion.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, oh shucks, I wish I was a vampire too. But it's him, and then this other guy who's just one of the townspeople, and he goes, "Are you making fun of our town?" And then he gives her like 0 time to respond before he says again, "I said, are you making fun of our town?"
You're right.
And it's like, man, you gotta let her answer.
He's upset. Don't make fun of Salem's Lot, especially with that fucking voice you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he jumps up on her. A bunch of them do, as a matter of fact, and they attack, drinking their blood.
Hey, man, just drop a loot and boil your hair is all I'm saying. Like, you gotta calm down. You can't be talking to everybody like this.
A couple of them run into the woods and are attacked by a pulsating rubber puppet that kills them.
Oh, I mean, they must have spent all of their money on Michael Moriarty. That's the only explanation for this puppet, because this thing is bad.
Rick Baker did the fucking It's Alive baby puppet. They couldn't afford anybody good for this one. This is like worse than the guy who did the puppets in Troll. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, Carl Buchanan.
Yeah. This is worse than his stuff. Like just to step up from the puppet in Elves.
So these are reshoots. This scene is a reshoot.
Oh, okay.
And I would imagine they were probably like, you need to have more actual scary shit in this movie. Like, there's almost no vampires at all. And he's like, oh, fine. Everybody to Central Park. Bring me a rubbery puppet, please. Bring me your finest rubbery puppet, if you will, please. And thank you very much.
Yep.
And now it took me a very long time to realize who the rubbery puppet is.
Right. Because it kind of looks like him. And then at the end, when you see the sort of progression towards the puppet, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Because I was just like, the entire movie, and I've seen this movie a bunch of times. The entire movie, I'm like, why is there just a blue rubbery thing roaming around in the woods?
Yeah. So the one surviving girl freaks out, and the cop advises her to run to the church in town and hide out there, but she's grabbed by some vampire town people before she can make it. The whole town is out on the streets trying to get her, but she does manage to make it to the church where the vampires claw at the windows, ominously lit from below like they're in Carnival of Souls.
Ooh.
Yeah. The survivor, played by Cohen's daughter, Jill Gatsby.
Well, she's going to have to die then. That's right. Because I learned today that he puts his daughter in every one of his movies and kills her every time.
Oh, you know what? If Dad made movies and was like, hey, you want to be in this? I would also be like, can I get killed in this movie?
I hope that she was the one asking.
I know, it's kind of like when Dario Argento would put Daria Nicolodi in every movie and then fucking murder her.
Savagely kill her.
Yeah.
Or when he sexualizes his daughter in several of his movies. Yuck.
No. So the girl collapses at the altar, begging God to make them all go away. Now, out in the woods, a couple of winos pass a bottle of whiskey by a fire.
Real old-timey hobos, these.
Just some kids sneak up on them from out of the woods, giggling at them. And then they...
Now, I will say here, so there's going to be tons of kids in this scene. All of them are the townspeople's children from St. Johnsbury and Newbury, which is kind of fun.
I do love that because they rolled up on this fucking little town in Vermont. And we're like, hey, we're making a movie here. The townspeople were like, can we help? And they were like, yes, you absolutely can.
They were basically like, all right, sure, whatever. He was like, we took over this town for like 2 months and we shot all day and all night. And he put them all in. And so I find this scene, to the extent that anything in this movie is a little bit frightening or chilling, I think this scene is because they're just sort of set upon by a bunch of giggling little kids who are dressed very properly.
Yeah.
Which is a little odd. And I appreciated that.
They attack and they kill both of the hobos. Out at the cabin, Joe and Jeremy wake up hearing the noise from town. The girl we last saw at the church comes busting in on their house, begging for help. And then she tells them what happens, but she's also kind of hysterical, and Jeremy just assumes that she's high.
And Joe says, go get some hot water and towels. And I thought that was the response to everything in the 80s.
Baby?
I think that's just what you did.
Yeah.
And you know what? I get it. If I was upset, a hot towel, it couldn't hurt. It may not help, but it wouldn't hurt.
Right.
I could use one right now, as a matter of fact.
So they take her to Judge Axel's house to tell him what happened because he's in charge. So now inside, the judge introduces them to the others, the guy we saw rise from the coffin, and a baby Tara Reid.
Oh, how did this girl ever get an acting career?
Way before all the booze and blow.
And she's not good now, and I dare say she does not get any better.
No. They also assume that the girl there is on drugs.
Mm-hmm. But they do say, hey, nice to see you. Glad you're here. I see you brought a child with you. Perhaps he would like to go and attend the child wedding.
Maybe he would like to go to the wedding. It's like, first of all, probably not. If they were like, hey, little 12-year-old Brian, I'm going to talk adult shit with your parents. Why don't you go into town and go to a wedding? I'd be like, that's kind of weird. Sounds a little boring. It's only made weird.
Like, do I know them?
I know. It's only made even weirder when he gets there and it's like 2 children getting married.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the old lady brings out a giant chocolate
cake. Yeah, as the girl's telling everybody what happened, one of the ladies who attacked her enters carrying a big old cake, and then she freaks out.
It's a black and white cake for a black and white cat.
So then they take her out of the room and they kill her while Joe is held at gunpoint.
Mm-hmm. And then he's like, you still haven't figured it out, Joe? And I was like, still haven't figured it out? He's been here for 20 minutes. Yeah. Lower your expectations, Judge.
He's just supposed to look at the situation at hand and be like, oh, they're vampires. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
I get it.
So yeah, Judge Axel, in a real roundabout way, explains that Joe and son have landed smack dab in the middle of the oldest race in the world, which is what he calls them.
Which is, again, the use of the word race, I think, is a very specific choice.
Yeah.
because it is, everybody in this town is very, very white.
Yes, they are. Not a single person of color to be found.
Nope.
No.
And I think that is very intentional. And so the fact that because this is not the only time he's going to use that word.
Right.
And I think it's again, it kind of calls back to the Christian right.
Okay. Yeah. Just like vampires, an entire town of them just hiding in plain sight.
Yes, because what happens is after here, Jeremy goes outside, and I think they all kind of go outside eventually. And the town has come alive in this very like quaint, old timey way.
Oh yeah, there's even like a dude like riding around in like a fucking buggy, like a horse-driven buggy.
And it's not a realistic depiction. Like think about the beginning of Poltergeist. The beginning of Poltergeist was very much, I think, an accurate portrayal of what like suburban American life was in the 80s. This is what when conservatives kind of wax nostalgic about the way things used to be, when they romanticize small town America, that's what this is. This is boys and girls all running and playing and happy and jumping, and somebody's riding a fucking bug. I'm amazed no one like runs by with a stick and
I was about to say.
Like it's very, very idyllic rather than realistic. And it's old. It's old. It's the old way.
So it's like, what it reminded me of is all of the first couple of seasons of the Twilight Zone invariably have these like very nostalgic episodes about like
it's Willoughby. Where's Willoughby?
It's Willoughby. It's that because there's like a bunch of them where like the perfect setting for this kind of
walking distance.
For this character that we're kind of this insufferable character that we're sort of stuck with for half an hour happens to be 1904 in Ohio or, in Cayuga, New York.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally, this is Last Stop at Willoughby was the first thing I thought. And then after that was that episode Walking Distance where the guy who looks like Phil Hartman, he's like car is getting fixed or his oil's getting changed and he goes back to his hometown and it's very much this, except that would have been in 1920 something.
Right.
And so I also think this is very intentional that they're like, this is not what a small town actually looks like. It's not like just the reverse that it's at night. This is a romanticized version of what conservatives think small towns should be or were, or how they remember them, even though they were never really like this.
Right. Listen, now we get a shot of the vampires killing the girl. The silicone appliances on her neck are really fucking bad.
Yeah.
And then I would imagine even on VHS, you could see that and be like, ooh.
Yeah, the effects in this movie are really bad.
Yeah. And then the old lady vampires finish and then gingerly reapply their makeup. Like they literally roll away from the body and pull out their compacts. Mm-hmm. Judge Axel takes Joe into town to find his kid. His coming here was not a coincidence, I guess. Also, Judge Axel has plans for Joe.
Yeah, they seem to know quite a lot about Joe, and yet we never learn how or why.
There was this one time that he turned up.
I think this is one of the homages to the original film, because the thing about the original story is that Ben Mears, the guy in the original Salem's Lot, shows up and he had spent a little bit of time there. And yet he has like all these memories. It's like, dude, you were here for like 3 months once when you were 7.
Yeah.
And so it's like this kind of, I feel like maybe there's a nod to him being like, they know all about you. And it's like, he spent like a week.
Maybe,
here.
yeah, maybe that is where they're just trying to be like, hey, remember that other, Salem's Lot thing? Because I think that's why they pair him up with a kid.
Yes. Oh yeah. No, I think that is also very intentional because the way it is sort of implied at the beginning and sort of at the end of Salem's Lot that like they're not father and son, obviously that's made very clear, but like they kind of are by the end.
Right.
Like they refer to them at the very beginning as the boy and the man. And it's kind of like, that's just who they are. And you get that sense in this too, is like, he will eventually become like his little sidekick.
Right. So Amanda and Jeremy go to the town hall for the wedding, which is well attended. The bride and groom are children, and everybody is dressed like it's a trip to Plymouth Plantation or some shit.
Now, here's the thing. I know we're supposed to be like, gasp, it's a child wedding. I was more shocked by the fact that the bride and groom look very much alike, as though they are probably related.
Maybe.
Because they probably are. They're just Towns kids. They're like probably just brother and sister.
I know. So Judge Axel takes Joe out to the barns where the people see to a bunch of cows. They raise the cows for milk and for blood. And then they go back to the house where Joe recognizes one of the women there and that he can't take his eyes off of her. Judge Axel demonstrates a couple of misconceptions about vampires, like garlic doesn't do shit, and they have reflections in mirrors. I have no idea what this is supposed to amount to.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah.
I got nothing for this one. I was like, this just feels like a dumb zinger.
Yeah. Either that or that's just like Cohen sort of illustrating his contempt for vampires.
I guess, maybe.
Axel's plan is laid bare. They want a credible anthropologist to write their story, a Bible of sorts.
Very, very. Just in case everybody listening, audience, you are all very smart people. I assume, otherwise you wouldn't be listening to this. There is the gulf between those two things. My whole identity is based on that gulf. Just know that, but those are not the same.
Yeah. I mean, even if you sort of get rid of the notion of the Bible,
nope.
A Bible.
That's a story. That's a book. That is a book of made up stories. That is not a document of any historical value.
What would I'm drawing a blank on what a Bible would be. Like a sort of like a total definition of like a culture.
No.
Okay.
Not even that.
All right.
I mean, there's no omnibus culture document of culture, but no. I mean, it's gonna contain a lot because it was written by a ton of different people at a ton of different times, which is the other thing. It's very different here. You're asking one person to write this.
Yeah. The only other context I can think of a Bible is a show Bible. You know, it's like when you're writing you're creating a TV show. And you need to keep everything consistent. You create a show Bible that has this is who this character is, and this is how this character acts, and all that shit. I think he chose Bible, and I think he chose anthropology and Bible very specifically because if you're looking at it in that way, it's a way of giving legitimacy to this document or this story. You know, your credibility lends quite a bit to this thing that we say is real. Yeah.
And so, but these are all very, very subtle nods, probably because I'm sure he maybe turned in a more obvious script and they were like, absolutely not. This is 1987, sir. They are very much in charge right now.
Also, that woman he recognizes, it's his aunt, and that he remembers fondly from childhood.
Mm-hmm. Aunt Clara. Yeah.
Joe is
June Havoc. What a name.
What a name. That's not even her real name.
June Havoc. I know it's a good one to pick.
It's a fucking fantastic stage name.
I mean, but also, speaking of bad parents, she had a real bad one.
Yeah. She was basically the real mother of Gypsy Rose Lee. She was
she is the quintessential, the stage mother.
Good God.
That is where it comes from. And she was a bad person.
Yeah. Fuck me, man.
I believe she's kind of like the father in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. I think it's a little bit of a nod to that.
Oh, God, yeah. So, yeah, Joe is reasonably horrified, and he just wants to find his son. So now back in town, the kids happily play at the school. Jeremy kisses Amanda, has a grand old time just being a kid with the rest of them. Not a hint of the jaded adult with a foul mouth that we saw earlier.
Oh, so what all he really needed was a good small town.
Yeah.
Full of white people.
Just some good traditional values.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You know, you don't find that in the city.
It's those liberal elites.
Urban life, you know?
The cities.
Decadence.
They give your kids cigarettes and Quaaludes.
Yep. And the next thing you know, they're boiling their hair. Whatever that means.
And going and dancing at Hollywood Hotline.
Ooh.
His aunt takes him to see Kathy, the girl who was grooming him back in the day when he was a kid. Takes them a couple of seconds to rekindle the old flame, and they fuck while...
And boy, how the tables have turned. Now the groomer is being groomed. Maybe another reason why they wanted to give him some more hair, so it didn't feel quite so gross. And it was like, here's a man who is probably 45 at the time.
Because she is still functionally, by the the letter of this movie, 17 years old. And here's Michael Moriarty in a wig. Also, several people from the town gather at the bottom of the stairs to listen to them get down. Also, this is the first of 2 sex scenes between these 2 characters. Ugh, is all I gotta say.
The never have 2 people had less chemistry.
Oh man, he almost seems like she's doing her best. He seems like he is forcing himself through this situation.
Yeah, because he was just like, Larry, she's supposed to be 17 though, and he was like, I said action.
Yeah.
And he was like, but I'm not 17.
Look, just get it on film. I'm due over at the It's Alive 3 set like in 5 minutes.
Can I keep my underwear on though? What about the wig?
Yes, please keep the wig on. So as morning nears, Axel and his wife lay out the future plans for Joe. Not only is he going to write this Bible, if all goes well, he'll be made into a vampire and take over the town in Axel's place.
Why?
I don't know. It's not like he needs to fucking retire. It's not like he's getting old.
Yeah. Maybe it's just like, I'm tired of this bullshit. You people are so needy.
I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to go watch the sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's properly morning, Joe gets up and finds Jeremy and plans on getting out of town. Jeremy.
And he asks him, did you get laid last night? And I said, gross. He's 12.
Normal dad shit. I hated that part.
Even if he had.
Because even the kid looks at him like, what the fuck did you just ask me?
No, don't do it.
No. So this, according to Jeremy, this place rules. He has no intention of leaving.
Yeah, the timeline in this movie is insane. I have no idea. Like, in the next 5 minutes or so, they will talk as though they've been here for like months, but it only seems like they've been there for like 2 days.
Yeah.
No idea.
No, I have no clue. Back at the cabin, Joe narrates his notes into a tape recorder as he gets ready to write.
So, I mean, that's what I mean is like, all right, you were like, nope, packing up the kid. We're getting the fuck out of here. Next scene, he's like, all right, I guess I'll write your thing for you. And it's like, well, wait, did something happen in between there?
Because they haven't got to the point where they're like holding him hostage yet.
Because the last thing I knew, you were getting out of town.
Yeah. So Joe, Jeremy diligently gets to work on the house since he intends to live there. And Joe takes a break when he hurts himself working on the house. Takes a second to just recover, and then Jeremy curiously tastes the blood. He's blood curious. Blood curious.
Nope. No, thank you.
So they talk it out. Jeremy suggests that if he's so offended by these people, he should leave, but that's not happening. Also, come to the school tonight with your tape recorder. We got some shit to show you.
I would be like, you understand you're my property. When I go, you're going with me. You're literally, technically my property.
All right, he's going to leave, and he's going to have some questions to answer when his wife, Ronnie Blakely, shows back up. And is like, what have you done with our son?
Will he? She'll be like, I get it. He's such a fucking drag, man.
Yeah. She's like, did he smoke in front of you? Did he use Quaaludes?
Like, worse. Boiled his hair.
There's some suggestions here that Jeremy is falling under their spell. So that night, the vampires feed on the cows as Joe and Jeremy watch. It's a pretty sustainable model, actually. They don't even kill the cows. And then Axel's wife admits that she prefers human blood because she has a drinking problem.
I like the way that there's like a couple old ladies in this, and the way that they frame them is like they're kind of old church ladies where like they seem like nice old ladies, but then every now and then they're like, these fucking bitches.
So Jeremy and Joe walk over to the school and they run into another outsider, an old man in a beat up old car. He's looking for a friend of his. Here's a picture. And then he shows it to Joe. This guy here that he's looking for, he speaks Dutch. Anybody in town speak Dutch? Or they don't recognize the guy in the picture. He gets in his car and leaves.
I have a lot of questions / theories about the Samuel Fuller character.
Yeah, I find it interesting.
It will be revealed to us that he is a Nazi hunter.
Yeah.
Now, we are a good decade off of Boys from Brazil.
Mossad was most busy with their Nazi assassination program in the 70s, but I do remember that.
But like Americans were familiar with that.
Yeah.
Maybe not widely, but like it was a thing.
Well, no, like a lot of Jewish Americans were certainly up on that. It was, it was something like if they had some kind of a tie back to Israel, then it was something that they were certainly aware of. I definitely remember a lot of news of this, like a Nazi war criminal would be arrested.
It's an odd thing to make the character that, though. So I have two thoughts on it. One is that Larry Cohen is very obviously Jewish. And he is a Jewish man of a particular age. That would have been a very relevant thing to make the hero of, or maybe the sort of Van Helsing of your movie. But my other theory is by the late 80s, we're getting into sort of radical Christian sort of theocracy people, like the militias and all that. I wonder if he's sort of like poking at this growing association between white people, sort of like the white nationalism movement that is growing at that time.
Yeah.
Because this is really when it starts to take its foothold. We'll see it more prominently in a couple of years after this, but like this is really when it sort of starts. And so I wonder if it's sort of a nod to that, like he is here because, and then this movie is very, like, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Like this movie is very much a critique of of like American conservatism. Yeah. And I wonder if he's just sort of like kind of nodding to that, or if there is something happening
he's
here.
not doing it immediately, like, and we don't find out about the Nazi hunter thing until later. Is it possible that he's connecting these American conservatives to Nazis?
I think that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
I think he's sort of being like, there's a growing association here, everybody. So would make sense that they're harboring a former Nazi.
Because as what happened, Van Meer's skills at hunting Nazis transfer very handily to hunting vampires.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So they arrive at the school and Joe records the sesh. The kids are asked by their teacher to tell the story of America's settlement, but it turns out...
But before they do that, what do?
They hang out by a poster that says, "Come see our Dracula play, our version."
Okay. I fucking love the fact they are putting on a play that is called Dracula, Our Version. But no, that's not what I was referring to. No, they are saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, shit, you're right. Mm-hmm. God, this movie, I'm appreciating this a little bit more.
Again, once you see it, you can't unsee it.
So yeah, the kids, they talk about the Mayflower, how it wasn't the first arrival. There was another ship.
Man, they're such mouth breathers. All these kids are like, there's the other ship. Because again, not actors. They're just kids from around town that you rounded up and put in this room. And they're like, I need to think about the other ship.
Yep, plus Tara Reid.
This fucking girl.
So yeah, this other ship was thought to have been lost at sea, but they arrived in secret and settled in Salem's Lot, which flies in the face of the previous movie.
There is definitely not another ship.
No.
It was just the one. I mean, hell, just the one barely made it. But that is, we do get the first American murder, I believe, was on the ship.
On the Mayflower?
Yes.
Sweet.
I can't remember who it was.
So Jeremy asks who the people are who live in the town by day, and it turns out that the vampires breed these normal people for service. Then one of the kids calls them drones, which is a pejorative.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what are they but the underclass?
Yeah, they're all dressed like fucking like Tom Jones' family.
Yeah, they are domestics.
So Joe wants to leave, but Jeremy wants to stay, and Kathy lures Joe away for more fucking.
So, but here's the thing. He's like, nope, we're going home. And she's like, no, let's go fuck somewhere else. And he looks at Jeremy. He's like, all right, you go straight home. And it's like, this kid has just told you he just wants to hang out here. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to tell you to go home, and I'm just going to believe that's what.
Listen, she's really good to go. Like, I don't want to roll this up. Like, help me out. Be a bro. Go home.
Be my wingman here. Come
Go
on.
home. I'm going to hit this. I'll be right home.
And he's like, all right, I'm going to go back in there. I'm going to say the Pledge of Allegiance one more time. And then I'm out.
Yeah. Just gotta scratch that itch. So anyways, also Kathy and Joe's relationship is fucking weird as hell. Mostly it's just an excuse for some cheap TNA.
Yep. And also they leave, so they go out and they're driving a horse and carriage. And I thought, how does Joe know how to drive a horse and carriage? Now, I've never ridden a horse. I personally find them very frightening. But I feel like it would take at least a little instruction
I'm sure,
to know
like,
how to lead one.
One of these fancy city people looked at it and was like, how hard can it be? Also, that rubbery monster puppet is creeping on them while they fuck.
This is where I refer to him as the blue demon of conservatism. And we are about to get into some real fucking Nazi dialogue shit in a minute.
So Joe returns home to find Jeremy just laughing away in his bed. And he wants to know what's going on with him, and he confesses that he has decided to stay and be a vampire.
And one of the things that he says is, I'll serve better in the image of a child.
Weird thing to say.
He is so he spends this entire scene regurgitating their propaganda verbatim, and it's all very like weird white supremacist Christian nationalist propaganda. He's basically just like, I can be more useful to them. I can, people will trust me. I can get in there and, it's some creepy shit.
So in the morning, Jeremy comes stumbling out. The sunlight is hurting his eyes and he can't sleep. So Joe gets him some aspirin, which is what you usually give to people who are thralls to vampires.
Mm-hmm. Especially children.
Plus, some hot water and some towels.
Give him the whole bottle of towels.
Joe snatches the kid up, runs out of town with him on his shoulders, trying to cross.
He does like fireman carries him.
Yeah. Trying to cross the river, which I guess is one of the vampire myths that does hold in this movie. Yeah. And then he's accosted.
It's that one in the rice.
Right. He's accosted by two drones to try to stop him from leaving, and they fight, just rolling around in the waters, drifting downstream. Joe beats one of them to death with a rock. The other drone knocks him out with a stick, sending him drifting downstream.
Oh, okay. I get it. They're like vampires, and now these are vampire thralls. But like, dude, you just killed a person.
Yeah. I mean, are they people really? I mean, they're drones, but
exactly.
They
ride the bus.
When he wakes up, he finds himself surrounded by vampires in Axel's house. They are all thrilled to announce that Kathy is pregnant with his kid, which is fucking wild because vampires can get pregnant in this movie.
You know what? Don't ask a single question. It will make no sense.
Oh, she is going to have a new drone. I guess that's how you make them. Yeah. The vampires are now kind of holding Jeremy hostage. They're going to hold on to him while Joe writes their Bible. He'll be fine. Don't worry about it. They won't turn him into a vampire or whatever. And then they load him up with some research material and explain to him how generational wealth works.
How about that?
Yeah. So out in...
There's something in there about tort reform. And the inheritance tax.
Yeah. Capital gains.
Yeah.
Out of the day, Joe talks to the constable who is pissed that Joe didn't leave when he had the chance. Turns out that he's Axel's grandson. And then
his son.
Oh, his son? I thought he said grandson, but okay.
And he thinks so Axel thinks very poorly of him. Now, I think this is kind of an instance. This Sad Lion is kind of an interesting character because he reads now, as I'm looking at it through this lens, he reads very much like someone who wants to leave a religious community, but knows that if he were to do that, he would have to give up everything and start over. So he just sort of stays.
Yeah. Okay.
That's kind of how I read him.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense. So he tells Joe that Axel has a bad side in spite of his appearance. He's seen his true face, which might explain this rubber vampire puppet that we keep seeing. Yep. So Joe goes back home and sees Jeremy up on the hill, but the kid runs away when he comes near.
And from here on out, Jeremy will just be wearing a shirt and tie all the time.
Yeah.
Like, these vampires are very formal. But, again, big jump from when he starts out as Don Johnson. And now that he's sort of been absorbed into their conservative movement, it's like dressing like a Mormon missionary.
Oh, shit, you're right. He's Elder Jeremy now. So in town, Joe goes looking for Clarence, the gas station guy who suddenly appears in a window, all shirtless and filthy.
Yeah, he does. And at first I was like, wait, are these two gonna
He
kiss?
comes the way that he angles out. It's almost like Joe showed up and like caught him fucking.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what do you need? And
would have been great if he was.
he comes around the corner just like butt naked. Yeah. So he mouths off to Joe, so he hits him, but it's all good. That's what the drones are there for.
Yeah.
Also, looks like that old guy is still creeping around town looking for his friend. He finds him interrogating a drone who runs an antique store. So Joe and the stranger, a dude named Van Meer, get back together.
Van Meer.
Van Meer's, god damn it. All right. He's a real character. A borscht belt creep, one might say.
He really is.
Joe,
like he's got his hair is all like poofed out on the side. Like he looks cuckoo crazy.
He really does. Joe invites him to stay at his place and they take off together. So now Joe heads off to bed. And as soon as he's gone, Van Meer produces a pistol and loads it.
And it's like one of the like old timey Nazi. I don't know the name of that gun, but it is very much it's a Luger. A German Luger.
Yeah. So Jeremy creeps around his house at night. And he wakes Van Meer up to tell him that the guy he's looking for resembles the teacher in town. It's definitely him. Jeremy explains that he's down in the school right now, which strikes Van Meer as weird. So Joe shows up and accuses Jeremy of trying to lure Van Meer to the school so that the vampires can kill him. Now Van Meer explains that the guy he's looking for is a Nazi. Jeremy's trying to get rid of Van Meer, but it turns out the old guy has some moves that put Jeremy in his place while they go over one of the vampire books to learn the truth.
Just physically abusing
He grabs him, twists him.
I'm there for
twists him by the ear, makes him say uncle. What the fuck does that mean? What is the origin of say uncle?
I wish I knew. That feels like something I would know.
I was kind of bad. I was kind of counting on you for that one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so they jump into his car and they drive into town where Van Meer tells him that he's a Dutch Jew, but he spent a lot of time in the Carpathian Mountains, so he knows about vampires. Don't worry about it.
How about that?
So fucking convenient. And they make a plan. They're going to chill in the church, and in the morning they'll attack them all while they sleep. So some of the vampires attack them while they drive into town, but Van Meer deals with them handily by shooting them in the face.
Yep. And I love that he's just like, that won't do any good. And he's like, I don't care.
Right. Oh, he pulls out the gun and he points it at him and he's like, oh shit, I don't want to shoot out the windows. He fucking angles his arm around. Like he literally says like, oh, not the windshield.
And this is where we get the great line from Jeremy where he goes, Dad, I'm scared. Jesus, I'm scared, with zero emotion.
Yeah.
Just nailing it.
Outside the church, they settle. Outside the churches, they settle in to make steaks and shit. A bus pulls into Salem's lot, and sure enough, the constables pull it over so Axel can lure everybody off to be killed. Then he gestures to the church, calling out to Joe that he did this because he broke his promise. And then Van Meer makes Jeremy watch.
But he didn't really.
No.
I mean, hey, it takes a long time to write a book.
No, plus we got to move this movie along, so I guess, you know.
Seriously.
Van Meer makes Jeremy watch as the vampires kill the tourists. Then they chop up the furniture in the church to make steaks while they wait for the morning.
I will say that is a thing that they, at least when they liberated the camps, one of the things that they would do is they would make them go and round up the town people and march through. Because the townspeople, like there's some really haunting propaganda film from when they would liberate. I can't remember which camp it was, but like you see the townspeople sort of like laughing and smiling as they're all kind of marching up. And like, as they go through, you see the look on their face change because people didn't realize they didn't believe that that's what was really happening.
Right.
And so when they see it, and so I imagine that's kind of what he's doing here is like, he's making him watch to see that this is who they really are.
Right. Jeremy tells them where everybody keeps their coffins. Conveniently for them, the kids all sleep in the school's basement.
Kill them all with one fell
Just get them right in one place so we can burn them all. Jeremy is turning away from wanting to be a vampire after seeing their brutality at work. The next day, they wake up late. They don't have enough time to go house to house now. Joe makes Jeremy...
They've been hexed. He says they've been hexed.
They shouldn't have looked at the judge's eyes.
We don't use hexes enough anymore.
Oh, I know. So Joe makes Jeremy stay in the church as a distraction. And the topic of killing Kathy comes up. Does Joe have the sand to kill her? I guess.
Now, I think this might also be a nod to, because in Salem's Lot, Ben can't kill, what's her name, Susan?
Yeah, I think so.
The most one-dimensional female character ever,
Yeah.
Susan. He's like, I can't do it.
So he and Van Meer leave through the back window to sneak into town and kill some vampires.
I have a question too. Why does this town full of vampires keep a fully functional church in town with holy water in it?
Plot convenience, but maybe they can't get near it to bust it down.
Fair.
You know?
Okay. I thought they were just really committing to the bit.
Oh, right, because it's American conservatism. Gotta have the church to keep up appearances.
And I think he does at one point sort of say, someone says something about that, like, oh, we keep, they like to keep things up the way they used to be.
So then they get to killing vampires. They go to Axel's place, but they find their coffins empty. This doesn't bode well. At another vampire's house, they find her in the basement and stake her. And as soon as the stake goes in, these rubber hands erupt from the coffin for a dramatic rubbery end.
And this is the only one that's going to do this.
The constable...
They had a little money left over,
Gotta spend it or you won't get it for the next movie.
Yeah, use it or lose it.
So the constable arrives and holds them at gunpoint, so Van Meer pretends that a vampire is grabbing him and shoots the cop when he's distracted.
He rused him.
A cunning attempt to trick him.
Mm-hmm. Successful at that.
Back at the church, Jeremy has a vision of Amanda, the kid vampire, in a wedding dress floating outside the window, trying to lure him out while Joe and Van Meer continue going house to house to stake the vampires.
And can we just talk about Amanda's makeup? Because I have a note that says, a straight person did that makeup.
She looks really old.
Yeah, it's tough. It looks like this looks like funeral makeup. Yeah. And also, they're going house to house killing vampires. They're also just shooting people at this point.
That's right. So they arrive at Kathy's place, but as it would happen, Joe doesn't have the sand to take her out. So he sends Van Meer up to her room to do it, but he finds no vampire. He heads down to the basement and unfortunately falls for the oldest trick in the book, a bear trap on the
old
bottom.
Banana in the you were talking. You'd think I had a script.
God damn, you're fast.
I know.
Nope, not a banana in the tailpipe. It was a bear. It's a bear trap on the bottom step, which clamps his leg.
And this, I believe, is also from Salem's Lot.
I
don't know if it's a bear trap, but they do take the stairs away, and
Yeah.
he breaks his leg or whatever.
So he calls out for Joe as the vampires wake up and approach. The Van Meer tries to recover his gun, and after some effort, he gets it back and shoots the vampires, which slows them down long enough for Joe to arrive and get him out of the trap. And then Joe hits them with holy water, which causes them all to melt. One of the drones wakes up Axel to tell him what's going on. He's not too bothered, though, because they can always just make more vampires.
Mm-hmm.
So Joe and Van Meer return to the church to find Jeremy gone. Van Meer reminds him that Jeremy's coffin is waiting at the school, and that's where he's likely at. So,
this dumb shithead.
I know, they grab some gas and set the whole bunch of fires in town on their way to the school.
And what bothers me about this part, and maybe because I was watching the newer, the Scream Factory transfer of this, and so they're obviously use stock footage for these fires, and when it's put against the footage that they clearly have cleaned up for the transfer, it looks like shit.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So they enter through a basement window, find the place empty, or do they? The curtain parts on the stage, and the teacher, accompanied by students and Axel, surprise and surround them. And Kathy and Amanda are also there, and she's for some reason she's already showing her pregnancy.
Yeah, I was like that, but again, there's my question about what is the timeline here?
Axel attempts Van Meer with vampirism. Imagine how many Nazis he could kill. And
But also, he's pitching him essentially on God. He's pitching him on Christianity.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah.
He just drops the satire altogether, and he's just like, "Fucking look at these evil bastards trying to sell you Christianity." No pretense anymore.
Yeah. When Van Meer refuses, they pull the lid off a nearby coffin, revealing Jeremy. Axel intends to stake Jeremy out of revenge, but as he goes to hit him, Van Meer shoots Axel in the face.
Okay, so the special effects in this movie suck just across the board. They're really fucking bad. I do kind of love the way it looks where he's got the bullets lodged in his face.
I get a kick out of that for sure. Yeah, because the bullet just is like sticking out of his head. And then a second one does as well. And then Axel goes to attack Van Meer, but he puts his gun in his gut and shoots, taking his own life instead of being victim to the vampires. Joe reminds everybody that the houses in town are burning. The coffins are going up with it. The coffins in the basement are also on fire, which is where all the children are going to be. And then they run into the night to save their shit. Jeremy busts free and helps his dad outside, dousing Kathy with holy water.
Yeah, this is also when we see Tara Reid just sort of like casually sits down and starts screaming in the street, waving her hands like one of those wacky inflatable guys.
Right. Yep. They run to the gas station and burn more coffins. Back at the school, the vampires catch fire as they attempt to rescue the children's coffins. Every building in town seems to be on fire. Not a single coffin survives. Amanda approaches her own burning coffin and lies down on it. Or rather, lies down next to it.
Mm-hmm. And waves her arm like a wacky inflatable guy.
Joe confronts his aunt, a totally unearned emotional moment that falls completely flat. And then he's attacked by another vampire, stakes it, and flees, finding safety in one of the few basements not currently on fire.
So he says, I think we'll be safe in here. And I wrote, in Rumpelstiltskin's barn.
He and Jeremy decide to chill out there until the morning. But here comes Judge Axel, who is transformed into a rubbery blue vampire monster. Joe fights him off with various tools as best he can, but he's no match for the boss fight. Mm-hmm. And then Axel attempts to bite Jeremy on the neck, and Joe hits him with a drop kick off the top ropes. And then Jeremy runs him through with a flagpole, which kills the judge and sets him on fire.
Exactly. What does he kill him with? A very specific thing.
Yeah. As they try to escape, the tourist bus drives through town, drawing the surviving vampires to it.
They just hop the old funwa right out of town.
they wave it down, and it turns out that Van Meer is driving it, having faked his death. Then they try to get the bus into gear and leave, but it's going nowhere. Thankfully, the sun comes up and kills the rest of the vampires.
The sun comes up so fucking fast.
Oh my God. Yeah. And then the bus drives out of town. The trio of vampire killers are safe. We fade out on some cows, roll credits.
Yep. All right. Here's my thing. Here's my pitch. Is this movie good? No, it's bad. The acting is bad. It's poorly written. The music is terrible.
Special effects are horrendous.
Special effects are ghastly. It looks great. The guy who shot it is fantastic. But I understand what he's trying to do. I think what he was trying to do when he was trying to do it, pretty interesting, pretty pointed. I think if he had succeeded in that, this movie would still be relevant and it would still work today. Unfortunately, he did not succeed in that.
No.
They tried to do too much with this, and it comes across as confusing and muddled and just kind of a rush job.
It feels very rushed. The tone is
all over the place.
It's all over the place. I would describe it as muted.
Oh, I was going to say manic.
It's I don't know. It feels like everybody is just kind of like half awake through every scene. Like the pacing sucks. It feels so fucking
It's like
long.
Rob Zombie's Monsters movie where they were like, fine, let's just fucking make this movie, all right?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I think that this could have been a successful movie that could still be interesting and relevant, especially today. Unfortunately, they kind of botched it, and it wasn't really, it probably wasn't that great in 1987. It doesn't work now.
And given your interpretation of the themes, it's almost like he felt that way too and tried to sort of revisit that with Uncle Sam.
Yes. And Uncle Sam is another one where it comes across where you're like, I can't tell if this is pro-Republican, pro-conservatism. Now, knowing what I know about Larry Cohen, I know that it's not.
Right.
But I imagine there's a lot of people that probably looked at that and were like, no, you can't do that. This will not make any money. We will get into so much shit for this.
Yeah.
And so they probably did have to tone a lot of this shit down. It's interesting that you can't find anything about this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a throwaway movie.
Yeah, like it was, they just, I think that just the way that the studio received it and kind of put it out on video, because the release of the video clashes with the way that I sort of interpret the studio's reaction to it, because like up top, like they front load it with a lot of very misleading stuff to sort of make you feel like this is definitely a sequel to Salem's Lot with like Kurt Barlow and all this stuff, like the original spooky ass vampire on it. But you know, they felt like they had to fucking fake something, but at the same time, they fucking flooded video stores with this. Like I remember several copies on like every shelf. Like this was one of those ones.
I think they were probably banking on the fact that people would see the name, see the cover, and be like, great, awesome, let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just very, I mean, even the fucking trailer is just like Stephen King's blah, blah, blah. It's like, all right, come on.
Yeah, because I mean, even by 1987.
That's some straight up deceit.
Even by 1987, like you could still make, you know, you could still cash a check on Stephen King's name, you know?
Hell, you can still do it today.
You can still do it today, man, for sure.
I'm calling this Stephen King's podcast.
The Losers Club. Yeah, it's a fucking mess. I don't care for it at all. Like even now that I really sort of like have fully, you've articulated the themes very well to me, I still don't give a shit about it. And I think that's really kind of where the rest of the world kind of lands on it. Like nobody really fucking cares enough to really document it in any meaningful way.
All right, listen, in my defense, I was really high last time I watched it.
Obviously. All right.
I thought it was a hoot. Not so much this time.
Oh boy.
That'll teach me.
In the sober light of day.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that shit out of the way, what's where are we off to next?
Well, speaking of the sober light of day, as you said, next week, 99-cent rental will be back with Mulholland Drive, David Lynch's weird, twisty, I don't know, fantasy, mythology, drama thing.
It's a very David.
You know what
it's
I
a
mean.
very David Lynch.
Well, what's that?
Approach to Hollywood is feelings
To dying?
the artifice his feelings on artifice and the
Okay.
and the human cost of Hollywood.
Okay, I like that. And then this Bring Me the Axe will be back in 2 weeks with Lucio Fulci's magnum opus, The Beyond.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So good. It's such a good movie.
Fuck yeah, man. I am surprised it has taken us this long to get to Fulci.
I kind of am too.
Yeah. I can't wait.
I'll do the whole fucking
I can't
trilogy.
wait. Oh God, there is so much fucking information out there about that one. It's gonna be delicious. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Well, thanks. I hope you're still with us. Thanks for sticking it out.
Sorry. It was my idea. This one you can blame again on me.
All right. So yeah, we'll see you next week with Mulholland Drive, and then in 2 with The Beyond.